I started using bleaching creams or lightening creams, I was about 17 years old. I know how beautiful is all things natural, you know. Trust me, if I could find a cream that can get me darker, I'll be interested. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, so this is a hot topic, a topic that really resonates with me. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I'm kind of like really nervous about this, but I also know that this is one of the reasons why I started this channel. God definitely pushed me, I would say. He did give me this vision of starting this YouTube channel, and there were certain things that I knew I was going to discuss on this channel, but I didn't feel I was ready to start something like this at this stage. However, when I watched Jackie Aina's video, I just kind of felt that prompting that, you know what, Moyo, you need to give your testimony, you need to share your story. And looking back 2 years ago, I do remember even speaking to a friend about this particular topic and saying to her, you know what, I'm actually going to share this in due time. I didn't know when and I didn't know how. I never knew at all that it was going to be on YouTube, but I knew that I was going to share this story because all my testimonies share my life about this particular topic, or I felt would touch somebody. So I won't really want to go into too much detail then, but you know, look how God works. I'm here today, nervous as hell. I mean, I'm really nervous in terms of what I'm going to talk about, and in no way am I here to kind of like throw any shade at anybody. No names will be mentioned. I'm only mentioning Jackie Aina because she's obviously a YouTuber that I look up to, and watching her video about, you know, Black China and obviously the whole issue around that made me, like I said, prompted me to come here and do what I'm doing today. So I just basically hope this will touch somebody, because I know what I felt like in that time that I was going through. Let's get started. I've got things pretty much written down. I don't want to take too much time. So talking about when I started and why I started. So when I started using bleaching creams or lightening creams, I was about 17 years old. I know I had just finished secondary school, and I remember being introduced to a cream called Essence. So I would say about then, but I wasn't consistent. But I do remember that was probably the first time I started. I felt I was quite dark. I felt I was too dark for some reason. Like, I felt being dark was not cool, was not good, was not attractive. I do remember a specific time in my life where I was in America. I was 18 years old, and I remember specifically looking in the mirror and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so dark. Why am I so dark? Do something about this. Like, I felt unattractive, I felt ugly. I just felt like my color was not helping, was making me not look beautiful. And I would definitely say the surrounding, who I was with, definitely had an impact, in the sense that when I did start using all these sort of products, lightening products, it was a thing where people were like, oh yeah, it was discussed like it was a fashion statement, like it was fashion tips, like, oh my gosh, are you using that cream? What cream are you using now? Like, you know, it literally was something that was, you know, fun to talk about and give each other tips in regards to what cream to use. It was literally like that. And I'm sure, so when I obviously started, I did go into this vicious cycle, which I think is just terrible. Which my initial intentions was basically not to become light skinned, but just to get a bit lighter, because like I said, I felt I was too dark, and then obviously to just like look more beautiful. So I did start lightening up, obviously, with certain creams like Harolite, all those sort of like toxic, horrible creams. I remember when I went to Nigeria for the first time, and I remember being dark was just like, oh my gosh, I need to get some creams to keep me light. I can't afford to get darker. I'm going to look uglier. You know, that was literally the mindset at that time. Yeah, so there's a vicious cycle. You basically get lighter, then certain areas don't get lighter. You know, you start trying to get harsher, stronger products to try and get those areas lighter, because our body is not one shade. And with these sort of things, when you start getting into it, you want to be the perfect shade. You want to be all one tone, which is basically not possible. I mean, that's not how God designed us. And you know, basically you get into this vicious cycle where you're getting lighter in certain areas, you know, your hands in between start getting lighter. It's just not a good look, and you literally are going round in circles. You start getting breakouts. You're literally going round in circles trying to deal with one problem after another as a result of these disgusting toxic creams, and in the whole attempt of trying to get brighter or lighter because you think, you know, you're not beautiful being dark. Like, seriously, I don't know where I got that mindset, but that was my mindset as a result, like I said, of my surrounding, who my background. I come from a Nigerian background, and I'm sure everybody knows that with Nigeria, it is one of the women and men using all these sort of bleaching creams. So you can imagine, obviously I was going from getting lighter, trying to not get too much lighter, trying to keep certain places not getting too light, like my in between my fingers, trying to conceal it. It's quite embarrassing. Obviously you think people don't know what people actually do know, and it's just not a good look. So why did I stop? When I was in this cycle, like I said, for quite a number of years, why didn't I stop? The fear of stopping. You hear these sort of information, like the people that you're around when you're using these sort of products, they were telling me things like, oh, if you stop, you're gonna get even darker. And like I said, the fear of getting darker was already like a no-go area. So I remember, not wanting to stop, because I'm thinking if I stop, I'm gonna go darker than I actually even started off as. They'll tell that was what I was hearing. You're gonna go darker, you're gonna get ashy. But that was the reasons why I struggled to stop, because of those sort of things, and the embarrassment of, oh, people will know that I've gone darker, they would have looked at my color then, forgetting about what people might have known prior to that, but thinking that, oh, they're gonna now start knowing that I have been using cream, and that shame and embarrassment kind of hindered me from stopping. Well, basically how I stopped was, I thank God for my husband. He's just amazing. He came into my life and obviously gave me a true understanding and definition of what beauty is. Finds dark-skinned women extremely beautiful. I started to realize this, and once I started to realize that this is what my husband actually likes, I didn't realize that why am I even trying to be something that I'm not, what he doesn't even want. So it was a matter of me kind of just getting that light bulb effect, because even when I met him, I still was thinking that I should continue, just because I felt like that is what the definition of beautiful was. My husband's advice and my husband's encouragement, and that was one of the ways I stopped. And then another key thing was my surrounding, which is so key. Even the Bible tells you that bad communication corrupts good manners. And so when I was when I changed my surrounding, I wasn't around the people that obviously were using all these creams. I started to surround myself with women that weren't using these things, and so obviously my mindset, my understanding began to change. I started to look up to women that were not using these sort of products. This is where YouTube came in. I started seeing women on YouTube, young girls on YouTube, dark-skinned girls, beautiful, and I realized that, listen, they're dark-skinned and they are so beautiful. They were stunning. I started to understand that beautiful is all things natural, and trust me, if I could find a cream that can get me darker, I'll be interested. Like, seriously, because I realized that I'm not even dark enough. I even want to be darker. Like, young light-skinned ladies that are natural are beautiful, but if you're dark skinned and you're smooth and you're dark skinned, really rich dark, like Amy Nix, I follow her on YouTube, and she is dark skinned and she is stunning. Like, I'm obsessed with her complexion. I think she just looks so amazing. So that's my mindset changing, if you can get what I'm trying to say. So if the people you surround yourself with, the people you look up to, that makes a difference, rather than those that are in that sort of setting. And that's how I stopped. So how did I literally stop? I literally just stopped. Like, one day I just thought, you know what, I'm fed up of this. I can't be bothered. Don't get me wrong, I've still always been into going for good skincare products and using natural skincare products. To my amazement, I didn't even go as dark as I even anticipated, because I even got to the point where I even forgot how dark I actually was. I forgot what my natural true complexion was. So when I stopped and I realized I wasn't getting that dark, I was even thinking, wait a second, like, have these products got something in it? Because it's like, why am I not getting even darker than I actually thought I was? It's all in the mind. It's all of what I was seeing at time was just lies. Like, the enemy was lying to me, telling me, oh, I'm so dark and I'm not beautiful. That was all a bunch of lies. I feel so good to be a dark-skinned, beautiful woman. Like, I don't look at myself as if I'm dark and ugly anymore. Like, my mindset has completely changed, and like, dark skin is so beautiful. Like, it's just rich. It's the way God made you, and there's no reason why you'd want to be a color that you're not. And the stress of using all those creams and having to switch and change and look look at that area and trying to match that area, it's just too much. Like, it is just unnecessary stress. I feel so much more relieved now that I can just use one cream. You know, trying to get that perfect rhyming complexion is just impossible and too much stress, and I've gone over that, and I'm all about embracing my imperfections, and that's how I feel. I feel amazing now. I feel, you know, so blessed to even know that I'm in this position. I've done it now rather than later, because I remember when I started using all these, you know, products, these lightening products, I do remember a lady, you know, one of our friends then, that didn't join the bandwagon. I remember saying, oh, are you not going to get these products, like it's going to make our skin so nice? And I remember her statement then was like, you know what, no, because I do want to look good when I'm older. I don't want to look like a, you know. And if you think about it, when these people that use all these products, it might look good now, but check it 50 years down the line, when they're in their 50s, 60s, have you not seen what happens to the way they look? Like, it's horrible. And at that time I was like, well, who's thinking about that? That's just so long away. Like, what's my business? But I'm so grateful to God I stopped now, because I already know the damage that it has done. Like, thankfully I've probably rectified most of the damage, but I don't think I would ever rectify it completely, because damage has been done. And I'm not gonna lie, damage has been done for the number of years I did use it for, but it's better now than later. So I mean, that's my advice for anyone that wants to stop. Like, stop now rather than later, because damage will be done and it cannot be reversed. I totally regret ever touching those sort of products, and I just wish I never did, because I know how my skin was completely like flawless then. And people might look at me and think, oh, you've got good skin now. I do get compliments, oh, your skin is lovely, you've got great skin. But I just think if I never touched any of these sort of products, my skin would have been even more amazing. And so, you know, the bottom line is, I regret it. I wish I never touched it, and the fact that I've stopped, I give God all the glory. I'm so happy, and you know, I'm embracing my beautiful dark skin self. Like, even now when I see dark skinned girls, oh my gosh, I'm just like, she's so beautiful. Like, I remember just the other day, like a few days ago, I saw one dark skinned girl. She was tall. I had to stop her, because I mean, I get stopped from people and they're like, oh, I love your hair. And I feel like it's really important to sometimes just give a fellow sister a compliment. It goes a long way, because I know I feel great when someone tells me, oh, I love your natural hair, or I love your makeup, whatever. So this was literally a couple of days ago. I saw her on the train. She was just stunning. She was just so she just stood out. So we got off on the same station. I was so excited, and then I was like, oh my gosh, let me just try and tap her. I literally tapped her, and I was like, you know what, are you a model? Because she was so tall. And she was like, oh, she's actually aspiring to be one. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I told her, you look amazing. Your skin, her skin was that dark, rich, you know, Jamie Nicks kind of complexion. Like, literally, she was so dark and beautiful, and her hair was like natural. I was like, listen, you look amazing. If it's modeling, I actually thought you were a model. You really need to pursue it, because you stand out. Like, you literally need to go for it. And I felt so great. And I mean, like the point I'm trying to make is that I look at dark skinned ladies now, women, and I think they're just so beautiful, so stunning. So I mean, if you're dark skinned and you're watching this video, listen, you are beautiful. You are dark and you are beautiful. Don't let anything tell you other than that. I mean, like I said, I started off with a mindset of, I'm not beautiful because I'm dark. Don't let the devil tell you lies. That's a lie from the pit of hell. You are beautiful just the way you are. So bottom line is, I'm hoping this video will touch somebody, and I want to talk to you guys. Like I said, I wasn't here to throw any shade on anybody. Those that are using all these sort of creams, I mean, good luck to you. I'm not here to kind of like tell you what to do or to stop. Those are not the people that I've come on this for, or I'm actually doing this video for. I'm doing this video for someone who may be using creams and wants to stop, or somebody who doesn't feel beautiful in their color, their dark skin or natural complexion, I'm here to tell you that you are beautiful. If this message can touch just one person and do something for that one person, I'd be happy, because that's my motive. Because I know that when I wanted to stop using these creams, I was searching YouTube up and down looking for a video that basically told me, that showed me an example of someone who was using creams and has stopped, and basically, you know, look at the result. They are absolutely stunning. That is what I was looking for, and I didn't find it at that time. Possibly there's videos like that now, I don't know, but I thought it's so important for me to share my story, because I know that I was there and I know where I am now, all thanks to God. Yeah, so you need to remember that you're being watched basically, and you know what you represent, people are watching. What you do, how you live your life, you're being watched. Your children are watching you, your parents are watching you, your co-workers, your colleagues. If you are on my channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, and do share this video if you think it will help somebody. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.